I've been frequently asked to make a Counter-Strike global offensive video, detailing the state it's in now. So instead of doing this in writing, I decided to do it in a form of ADD media, which is a video. So this is the first thing that I'll be talking about. Is the Overwatch, where if you don't know anything about Counter-Strike, which is quite lucky, it's an anti-cheating system where when people report someone, you can download the evidence if you're trusted enough by having 150 wins or something. You can watch the players who've all been made anonymous, but just imagine these guys having really retarded names and pictures of either a woman's bottom or a default Steam picture. Now you see this retard with a fire serpent. He's been convicted, so now we're gonna see why he's been convicted. If I just bring up the here we go. Okay, I don't think this guy's hacking, unsurprisingly. If we just forward a bit more. Now, people often get reported for doing well because people in this game really just can't handle losing. If I just... Okay, yeah, someone with such retarded taste for skins is definitely, this guy's definitely hacking if he has this much awareness. So if we just stop this right there, and we're not gonna bother giving the evidence. Now that was the basic cheats we just download or buy. Public cheats. Now these retards just, I think that they're all in their teens, maybe some of them are in their 20s, which brings me over to the next demographic of the Counter-Strike global offensive community. Okay, the demographics of Europe and America are very different. In America, North America that is, I guess you could include South America as well. Most people are in their 20s, and they're always suicidal people who have depressing lives and go home and play Counter-Strike to alleviate the stress of having an undignified job. The second group is the Europeans, who are usually in their teens. Okay, it's mostly filled with Russians because Counter-Strike, the Steam currency exchange is broken as hell. So they get it for like 60% less, meaning you get loads of accounts coming out of Russia, and most of these people are just people in their teens who think they're going to make a living out of Counter-Strike. They won't. Maybe they wish they were Pasha Shitseps or something. They won't become any of that. They're going to be forced to work the same jobs as the Americans are. Except they probably won't be playing this video game. The reason why there's so many people playing this game is, for the most part, for the third worlders, that is the South Americans and questionably the Russians, although some people might classify them as second world, but they are third world, I believe it or not. The reason they play this so much is because they can't afford consoles, so they will always go to games like this. Now the third demographic, which I'm going to show you now, is a minority in both Europe and America. Out of the actual first world parts, you see people like this, really malicious people. You see on his profile it says, "Do you want to have a bad time?" That's what he's going to give you, because this guy's a known hacker. He will add you on Steam if you make him angry in Counter-Strike. Much like other people, he has this thing called an IP sniffer or something. He'll call you up and he's going to get your IP and actually shut you down electronically. Okay, so be very careful around people like this, because they will send packets and destroy your router, but he's not the worst. Okay, if I just find someone who's especially deadly, in just a second. Okay, you see this guy. He's only 15 years old and he's black, but don't underestimate him because of this. He tells me he's been in the hacking scene for 9 years. Okay, he started when he was 6. Okay, hacking this guy. He modifies public cheats and he virtualizes the code with this crazy hacker program. Now, why you should be careful is because this guy can employ the same methods as the previous guy. Okay, and he can send packets with virtualized code in them. Okay, what these packets are going to do is unload this virtualized code into your computer, and it will hack it. So he's sending billions and billions of hacks a second to your router, and he will take control of it. Obviously, recently he hasn't been very successful because they've been able to see through his virtualized code. The FBI and the CIA are on him now. You see, he's been offline for quite a while, so hopefully he got arrested and maybe we'll be a little bit more safe. These people, you can usually spot them. They have anime pictures, or they say things about this game called Five Nights at Freddy's. They pretend it's funny, but it ends up being really awkward. So you might just want to ignore that. The final demographic is probably people like this, sodomites, who play Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, just to make trashy videos. You may have heard of a guy called Jumpy John. He employs this hack called bee hopping, and that allows you to travel really fast across the map. So but they're not gonna hack you; they're just gonna hack the game. So don't worry about that. If I may find the final group, okay, the most dangerous people. Okay, on Steam. Not just on CS:GO, but they are found very frequently on CS:GO. These guys, this is the biggest hacker conglomerates on Steam. You see these two head honchos. Okay, right here. Where's the other one? This guy. This is the other head honcho. Now, avoid these people at all costs. They have these hacks which they own this Zeus botnet. And if you get on the wrong side of them, they will shut you down electronically. So be very careful. Once they do get access to your computer and to your router, they're going to change everything to something like this. Okay, ISIS and anime. It's really quite edgy and unfunny. I find this all. You should be scared and be very careful. Now, the community aside. Let's talk about the actual game. Now, there are a few problems. Okay, a few caused by the community include rank inflation because people keep buying accounts because they feel like they're not shit, despite the fact that they're so obviously shit. So that causes rank inflation. If you don't know what that is, you shouldn't be playing this game. Secondly. One map is really unbalanced. It's nuke, so don't play that. Okay, otherwise, that's pretty much all I have to say about CS:GO. It's a game filled with suicidal retards. Okay, if they're not suicidal retards, then they're kids who are going to become suicidal retards when they realize that they can't make a living off playing video games or making videos of Counter-Strike frags by making videos where they edit them and turn them into 30-second ADD media and adding SoundCloud music onto the background. I guess some of them are aesthetically pleasing to an extent, but generally you should avoid Counter-Strike. Don't buy it unless you're Russian or you're Brazilian. There are far better things to do with your life. Questionably, that is if... No, play Counter-Strike.